Am I still taking AFib medications after my ablation? This is the most common question people ask me. Hundreds of people have commented on my videos asking about my medication situation. And I understand why. AFib medications have terrible side effects. They made me feel sluggish, lightheaded, dizzy, and depressed. I was also worried about how they were affecting my body long term. So I understand why so many people are focused on getting off of their medications. I know I sure was. I've been hesitant to talk about my medication situation. So before I get into what medications I was prescribed and if I'm still taking them, I feel like I need to emphasize that I am not a doctor or medical professional. I don't work in the medical field and I know pretty much nothing about medicine. Nothing in this video should be taken as medical advice. Everything on this channel is only about my experiences with AFib. I am being treated by an experienced electrophysiologist who is treating me based on my specific situation. He takes into account my age, health, ablation results, and other factors specific to me. Your situation will likely be different and you should consult your doctor for medical advice. Okay, so am I taking AFib medications after my successful ablation? The answer is no. I am no longer taking any medications, and that includes anticoagulants. Here is my AFib medication story. When I was first diagnosed by my primary care doctor, he prescribed me METOPROLOL, which is a beta blocker that affects the heart and circulation. And he also prescribed that I take baby aspirin. The METOPROLOL made me feel lightheaded and very slow. It also affected me mentally and made me feel sad and depressed. This was a low point in my AFib journey, and when I realized that my life would never be the same. Not long after I started taking these medications, I contacted my primary care doctor to discuss the side effects I was having. He suggested that I stop taking the metoprolol until I see a cardiologist. Not long after that, I saw my first cardiologist. He explained that I had paroxysmal AFib, which I didn't know until this time, which is why sometimes I would feel normal, then out of nowhere, my heart would go into AFib. During this time, my AFib episodes would only last a few hours at a time, and then my heart would return to normal. This cardiologist said that metoprolol was not the right medication for me, and he took me off of it. He changed my prescription to flecainide, which is an antiarrhythmic drug. He also told me that I no longer needed to take the baby aspirin if I didn't want to. I spent the next year trying to fight AFib taking flecainide, but it did very little in preventing me from having AFib episodes or getting rid of them once they hit. For over 12 months while taking flecainide, my AFib episodes continued to come more frequently and last longer. Flecainide appeared to have no effect on my AFib. My AFib continued to get worse, so I contacted my cardiologist, who is also an electrophysiologist, for an urgent appointment. He was very concerned how often I was getting AFib at this point and how long the episodes were lasting. He immediately put me on Eliquis, which is an anticoagulant, and he recommended that I have an ablation. He then scheduled my ablation for 2 weeks out, and I continued taking my flecainide and Eliquis during that time. I had the ablation and it went very well. If you'd like to know more about my ablation, check out these 2 videos here where I detail my ablation experience. I'll put links to those in the video description if you'd like to check them out. After the ablation, I continued taking my flecainide and Eliquis until my 1-month post-ablation appointment. At that time, I was doing very well and had no signs of AFib. My doctor and I discussed my medications and he allowed me to stop taking them at this time. This was based on my specific circumstances. My doctor said I could stop taking flecainide and he would allow me to be off Eliquis if I chose to. My medical records say that I have chosen to be off Eliquis, which sounds like I am making that decision on my own. But this was a discussion that I had with my doctor that we both felt good about. He made it a point to ensure that I had a smartwatch capable of taking EKGs and that I took an EKG on myself every day. I don't think my situation is normal. I want to point out more resources that address the need for AFib medications, especially anticoagulants, after an ablation. If you haven't watched Dr. AFib, who is Dr. Percy Morales, and York Cardiology, who is Dr. Sanjay Gupta, definitely check out their YouTube channels. I'll put links to their channels in the video description, as well as links to specific videos where they address AFib medications. It is great to watch YouTube to get general information and see what others have experienced. But definitely talk to your doctor to get medical advice about your specific situation. I'll also put links in the video description to my favorite AFib book if you'd like to check that out. It goes into detail about AFib medications and how doctors make decisions and everything else you'd like to know about AFib. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please do, as I have a ton of new videos coming out that you won't want to miss. If you'd like to watch another of my videos about AFib, check out this video here, which YouTube thinks you will really enjoy. Hope you are all well, take care, and I will see you next time.